Every second of every day, our planet is speaking. The wind whistles across mountains. Whales call through the deep. Ice cracks beneath entire continents. For decades, scientists have recorded strange sounds echoing through Earth's oceans. Tonight, we explore 5 of the most mysterious sounds ever recorded beneath the sea. To understand these sounds, you first have to understand how we hear them at all. The ocean is not silent. Beneath the surface, sound travels faster and farther than it does in air, carrying for hundreds, sometimes thousands of miles. To listen, scientists use instruments called hydrophones, underwater microphones anchored to the seafloor or drifting on autonomous arrays, recording the deep around the clock. Originally, many of these systems were built to listen for something else entirely: submarines during the Cold War. Networks like the US Navy's SOSUS arrays quietly mapped the sounds of the sea for decades. Today, that same technology tracks earthquakes and undersea volcanoes. It follows the calls of migrating whales. It records the slow groan of ice shelves the size of nations. Most of what the hydrophones capture, researchers can identify. But every so often, a signal arrives that doesn't fit. Something loud, something strange, something that makes even experienced scientists lean closer to the speakers and ask a simple question. What was that? In the summer of 1997, hydrophones in the equatorial Pacific recorded something extraordinary. A sound so powerful, it was picked up by sensors more than 5,000 kilometers apart. Researchers gave it a name that matched its strange, rising character: the bloop. When the recording is sped up to make it audible to human ears, it sounds almost alive, a swelling, watery cry rising out of the dark. Its sheer power set off decades of speculation. If a single sound could travel that far, what could possibly have made it? Some imagined a creature larger than any known to science, hidden somewhere in the deep. For a while, no one could say for certain, but science rarely leaves a question alone. Over the following years, NOAA researchers compared the bloop to thousands of other recordings from the Southern Ocean and found its closest match in an unlikely place: ice. As enormous Antarctic icebergs crack, fracture, and scrape against the seafloor, they release bursts of low-frequency energy, powerful enough to echo across an entire ocean. Scientists call these events icequakes. In 2008, they even tracked one directly: a massive iceberg breaking apart near South Georgia Island, producing sounds strikingly similar to the bloop. It was never a monster. It was the sound of a frozen continent slowly coming apart. But the reason the bloop captured the world's imagination is worth remembering. For a brief moment, it reminded us just how little we truly know about what lies beneath the waves. The bloop was not alone. On the 1st of March, 1999, the same Pacific hydrophone array recorded another strange signal: a low, wavering sound that lasted about 15 seconds. They called it Julia. Sped up, it almost sounds like a voice, a slow, mournful tone drifting up from somewhere far to the south. The leading explanation points, once again, to ice. Scientists believe Julia was most likely the sound of a large iceberg run aground off the coast of Antarctica, grinding against the ocean floor as it moved. It's a compelling theory, but because the source lay thousands of miles away, in one of the most remote regions on Earth, some of the details have never been fully confirmed. And Julia was not the only voice from the ice. 2 years earlier, in May of 1997, the hydrophones had caught something related: a sound that slowly descended in pitch over the course of about 7 minutes. Fittingly, they named it "Slow Down." The explanation is much the same: a massive iceberg dragging to a halt as it ran aground on the seafloor, its long groan falling in frequency as it slowed. And then there is Upsweep. First detected in 1991, when long-term listening began, Upsweep is unlike the others. It isn't a single event, it's a pattern, a long train of rising tones, returning season after season, year after year. It has been traced to a remote point in the South Pacific, near an area of suspected underwater volcanic activity. That location offers a clue, but not a conclusion. Because here is what makes Upsweep genuinely strange. Since it was first recorded, the sound has slowly grown quieter. And decades later, scientists still cannot say with certainty what is making it. It remains, quietly, one of the ocean's open questions. A sound we can hear, can measure, can map to a point on a chart, and still cannot fully explain. For more than 50 years, sailors and submarine crews in the Southern Ocean reported a peculiar noise, a rhythmic, mechanical quacking echoing through the water, so odd that some suspected it came from ships or even other submarines. Researchers called it the bioduck. The sound seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere, appearing in Antarctic waters with the changing seasons. Then in 2014, a team of scientists tried something new. They attached small acoustic recording tags directly onto the animals they suspected. And the recordings were conclusive. The bioduck was the voice of the Antarctic minke whale. A mystery that had lasted half a century was answered in a single field season. The unexplained, given enough time and enough curiosity, has a way of becoming the understood. We often think of space as humanity's final frontier, but the deepest parts of Earth's oceans remain even less explored than the surface of the moon. Every day, hydrophones continue listening beneath miles of water. Most sounds will eventually find an explanation. Some may not. Perhaps the greatest mystery isn't what we've heard, it's how much we've never had the chance to hear. If you enjoy thoughtful explorations of science, history, and the unexplained, subscribe for more documentaries from Distant Static.